because very often, I will not lie to you, there are a lot of people who are coming to me to see me, like in my one-on-one sessions, and they tell me, I've been to therapy 10 years. And like, that's a jaw-dropping thing to hear. Like 10 years, a person was going to therapy and nothing changed. This is a really sad situation. So we're going to talk about it today. Okay, hi guys, I welcome you. Yeah, I can see me right now and you can see me right now. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so you've made it to day 3. You've made it to day 3. It's just like, I'm so happy. I'm so glad that you did this. And this is where everything clicks into place, because the 3rd day is about embodiment. The 3rd day is about real results. So think about where you were just 3 days ago. If you've been doing the work every day, if you've been following everything that we covered here, so you see the difference already. The patterns you were carrying, how they shifted, and this work is so transformational. So the subconscious weight you didn't even realize was running your life. The most often comment I get after like some live webinars is that, oh, I came because like I thought that's a quick fix, that's a pill, because everything that I'm listening to, I'm hearing about hypnosis gives me that association that it's a quick fix. So I just jumped right in, and what I've got was an absolutely different experience. I found out how many different patterns were just running my life, and I wasn't even aware of that. So I think you felt that too. And now you see it. You see it, you've started shifting it because you saw it. That's a very beautiful thing about our subconscious mind, that the moment we can see something clearly, the moment when we touch something with our awareness, the vibration of that thing shifts. And this is so beautiful in a healing process, because a lot of people think that they should go through a lot of pain when they heal. They should go back to old memories and stay there and feel the same things they felt when they were kids. Actually, it's not the case. Maybe this is your path. I don't want to tell you that this is the only way, like my way or no way. No. I just want to tell you that sometimes it is very useful to question, but if it is possible to do it without pain, if it is possible to be more aware of my strength that I already have, be more aware of my power that I already have, the power of my consciousness, the power of my awareness, the power that was always there, but it was just like I didn't focus on that power. I was focusing on disempowering, on a lot of things that can disempower a person. So I was focusing on that. I was running away from pain. I was trying to self-medicate. I was trying to eradicate, eliminate everything that I didn't want to feel. And at some point, I stopped feeling joy. I stopped feeling that fulfillment, that aliveness. So what I'm trying to say here is that we are very powerful. We are very powerful beings. And it's not like because we are humans. It's because in general, we are all a universe. Yeah. There is no such thing as separation on a higher levels of consciousness. So we all can create whatever we want for ourselves. And when you focus on that, you can look at your trauma like at the box that you can open, and that box is full of presents, not bad things that are hiding in the corners and they want to attack you. So you are scared to open that box. And in my career, for 4,000 clients I had, and I had a lot of live events, and I have a lot of students in my courses, and that's a big bonus that I can ask them what their journey was. I can just keep a track of that things. And I understand now that all of them, most of them, they were scared to open that box with the name trauma on it. They thought that box is so painful that it's bigger than it seems. And they were just putting that box somewhere, hiding it somewhere in their houses, inner houses, I mean. And when we actually addressed that, all of them were saying like, oh my gosh, I've never thought of trauma like that. I've never treated trauma like that. I've never treated it from the point that I am a powerful person and I can integrate it and I can decide what can I do about it. And even if I decide to suffer and to still feel pain, this is a decision. This is not something that was put on me and done to me. This is a real decision that I can make. So from this point, when you start thinking of it like that, when you start seeing that, everything shifts. So now, guys, you see it. Now you've started shifting it. Now you know that you are capable of rewriting your reality. And today is about stepping into the version of you that is already whole, the version of you that no longer waits, no longer doubts, no longer repeats the same cycles. So because awareness is so powerful, you just need to really tap into that. Because a lot of people, they just know that with their mind, but they don't feel it because they don't allow themselves to feel it, because they're stuck in old patterns, victimized patterns. But I'm here for you to tell you that actually you can change that. Actually, your point of view matters. If you change your perspective, if you change the grounds where you're standing, the view will change. So if you change the grounds from helplessness and hopelessness to self-empowerment and that ability to choose, actually choose suffering if you want to. But you cannot choose suffering. You can choose something else. And this is the beauty of it. Just like start thinking of it. This is an amazing thing to tap into, to touch, to feel, to understand. I hope you're with me right now. So this is not a motivational speech. It's the reality that is true to thousands of people with whom I was working, and I'm still working with a lot of others. And for all of us, this was a profound shift, a game changer, if you wish. So now you know that you are capable of rewriting your reality, and you know it in your bones. You just don't know it in your brain, you know it in your bones. That means that you can feel it on all levels of your consciousness. So today is about locking that in. It's about stepping into the version of you that is already whole, the version of you that no longer waits, no longer doubts, no longer repeats the same cycles. So, integration is essential. Embodiment is where real transformation happens. That's what we will be doing today. Today, we are not looking at the past. We are activating the future. So it's sort of an energetic activation inside of you. And the only thing between you and that reality that you are hoping for, dreaming of, and so on and so forth, is the moment you decide to claim it. And it's not a beautiful expression to say. It's how things work. You need to claim it. And in order to claim it, you need to let go everything that is not in alignment with that state. Which state, you can ask me? The state of already having that reality, already living in that reality. So if that state of you, state of being where you are living your dream life is different from a state of being that you have right now, living your life today, if there is a difference, no way you're gonna experience your dream reality. No way. Remember the movie Barbie? As soon as she got some shift in her reality, in her mindset, the reality changed because she had that shift. Before, she believed everything is amazing. She had everything like in roses and unicorns, but don't just like think that it's all happening to from a good side to a bad side. I have a lot of clients who say, oh, it's better not to know at the beginning, like, it's better not to know what is hidden in my closet. I don't want to see those skeletons. Because we've been taught that there are skeletons. We were not taught that there are presents. This is the thing. All self-help industry is teaching us that there are skeletons. It's teaching us that there are bad deeds, bad situations, bad memories, bad stuff there in our past. Nobody's talking about presence. Nobody's talking that all those negative things can work out in a positive way for us. And this is why I'm here. This is why there is a method of 3 eyes that exists in this realm, helping you to understand that and helping you to uncover your boxes with trauma in, but to uncover them as presence and get so much more than you can even imagine. So, let's begin. Let's start with anchoring your transformation. We will talk about the third eye of my method of 3 eyes, the third eye's initiation. It's not this third eye, but actually it is, because we will see with our third eye what our life could look like if we wouldn't have been traumatized, if we would have changed the definition inside of us, if we would have had not a trauma, but a box with presence. And I want to tell you, I'm not trying to minimize the bad influence you had. Maybe you had a lot of bad stuff going on in your childhood. I'm not here to minimize it. And I'm not here to tell you, oh, that pain is not real. It is real. It's your real experience. I'm not trying to tell you that those people who hurt you, they're good people and they did it like to give you a present. No, don't misinterpret that. I'm telling you that you can have your power to change a lot. And you know, I'm Ukrainian and I have one Ukrainian client who came to me and said, like, when the war started in our country, she said that she had a birthday at that day. And she said, you know, because of this war, I don't have a birthday anymore. And I gave her a different perspective. I told her that if you continue to treat things like that, if you're gonna tell yourself that I don't have a birthday anymore, it means that you gave your power to those who started that, and they have power over you. And they are more powerful than you think. They want you to feel like they are more powerful, and you buy into that. And if you continue having your birthday, even though they did all that stuff, like really feeling that you can, that it's okay, that you deserve it, because it's your birthday. It doesn't matter what happened. It's your birthday. If you claim that reality, they will lose their power over you. They will lose their power that they were trying to get from you using fear. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that here and now, we need really to think of a life that we want, of a life that is absolutely possible as soon as we align with this life. And alignment with this life is letting go of everything that is not the same vibration. So if you dream of life full of happiness, full of light, and I don't mean physical light, I mean light, like that state when you are light, you're almost flying. You will never get it until you already feel that light inside of you. You are already that light. Then there is no way the reality can just say, oh, okay, I will not reflect that. I will go reflect something else. No, it can't do that, because that's not how things work. If you have that state, if you are in that state, your reality will shift no matter what. So I want to talk to you about anchoring your transformation and how to apply what you've learned in real life, because we need real change. We don't need just like, oh, I felt so empowered at the event. This event was so cool. It was so nice. So this is very important. Like, this is a very important thing to understand, that we need change in reality. Breakthroughs are powerful, but let's be real. How many times have you had an aha moment, like realized something, and in 2 weeks you forgot about that? And that's in a better case scenario, the best one, yeah? Usually it takes like a couple of hours to forget what you were listening to, yeah, that moment. And then you just find out that you are back in old patterns. So days later, weeks later, months later, it depends. But still, we are like sort of not accepting that information fully, and we are going back. And actually there is no real going back, because we've changed, yeah? But if we are not living the change, it means there is something else not addressed that is preventing us from living that change. Transformation doesn't happen because of one big realization. It happens in the small, consistent choices you make every single day. It happens when you stop running old programs and start consciously choosing new ones. So the key to lasting change is embodiment. Your subconscious isn't just in your mind. It's in your body, your habits, your energy. So you've been rewiring deep patterns during this camp, but now you need to anchor them into your daily life. Otherwise, your old self sort of will pull you back into what's familiar. Why? Because there is a confusion that familiar means safe. It doesn't. It's just like a perspective that we have from our childhood, because our parents show us that if something is familiar, then it's nice to stay there. They stay at the job they don't like. They stay at the neighborhood they hate. They stay in relationships that are not very healthy ones. And we just get that idea not only from the words, but also from the actions they do. And that's how we treat ourselves later. If something is familiar, we stick to it. So how do you anchor transformation? I want to tell you a couple of things that can be done. First, you need to catch yourself in the moment. To catch yourself in the moment, I think it's the most hard part of all 5 steps that you need to take. Why? Because sometimes all those reactions are so automatic, like they're so automatic that you just like, oh, what was that? But like, everything already happened. So you're not catching yourself at the moment, in the moment. You're catching yourself after. Like, oh, that's what I did. Oh, that's what happened. But actually you need to catch yourself in the moment. That will help you a lot. So your old patterns will try to sneak back in, and that's normal because all limiting beliefs are wired so. They're not letting go their grip. They're testing you. They're checking if you really changed. And actually, in reality, it's not them doing that. It's you doing that to you. You're testing yourself. Yeah, that's a big surprise to know that it's you. And that's a relief, actually, because when you are testing yourself, you know that it's worth it. You're just like, okay, I'm so smart, I'm testing myself. So this is important. And they're trying to sneak back in. And the difference now, you're aware of them. You're aware of those limiting beliefs that are trying to catch your attention, to get your back on track. So when you notice a familiar trigger or reaction coming up, pause. Ask yourself, is this the old me or the new me? The simple act of noticing interrupts the pattern. The simple act of noticing, I'm telling you once again, interrupts the pattern. So when you do something and you just notice it, there is an interruption. And when there is an interruption, there is a pause. And there is a conscious choice. When there is no interruption, no conscious choice can be taken. So second step is to take the opposite action. Your subconscious is wired for familiarity. If you usually shrink back, today speak up. Like really step out of that comfort zone that should be called otherwise. It's not a comfort zone, isn't it? It's not a comfort zone, but what zone is that? That's a familiar zone. And it's not the same. You see how people call things and labeling them like that makes us sense them like that. So if you sense that it is like that, if you feel that it is like that, you're sort of at that moment are like taking that vibration in. Yeah? So this is a very important thing to understand and to know. You need to step out of your familiar zone. Yeah? If you always overgive, today just hold back. It doesn't mean that you're gonna say no to everybody from now on. But you can have that pause and really feel inside of you the truth. Is this the day when I need to give? Or this is the day when I need to receive and I actually have nothing to give anymore? So I need to hold back. Be honest with yourself. It's not like when you are coming from therapy and you're like, today I've changed. I'm not helping anyone anymore. From today, I will reject everybody because I saw that a lot of times. And when I asked those girls, ladies, women who were doing that, they were like, my therapist told me so. And I'm listening to my therapist. And I don't mind. But if it's your way you want it, it's fine. But if it's not, then you just need to stop there and start listening. It's not like okay, it's so rigid, I'm not doing that anymore, ever again. This sounds like a trap. But if you say, okay, I'm gonna listen to myself. If today I feel like I need to give, I'll give. If today I feel like I don't need to give, I won't. So if you normally say yes out of guilt, today say no, but not out of guilt, but with confidence. Because you feel so. Because you valid what you feel. You see, there is a different motivation behind that no. So you yourself isn't something you think about. It's something you do, and something you do not out of will and being hard on yourself and out of pushing yourself there. But it's something you do because you know that this is what you need to do. Okay? Then we have a third step. If you want a lasting change, you need to feel it in your body. And I cannot emphasize more the importance of this action. Your body stores trauma and transformation. And transformation. When you make a new choice, don't just think it, feel it in your body. Stand differently, breathe differently, move differently. I'm talking about that everywhere I can. Everywhere when people ask me, okay, how can I embody something? I'm like, okay, now you're standing like that. What do you believe? I believe that life is difficult. I believe that the times are hard. Of course, in your body, like you see, it shows you what you think. And your face, the same. But when you start shifting and you're like, okay, I know that it's just a belief and I can change it. I can feel that life is coming through me, that I am life. So I'm not difficult. I'm easy. I'm nice. I'm easygoing, smiley, happy, because I am life. How will you stand? You will stand like that. You will smile. You will be easygoing. You will be attractive to people because there is no mask on you. You are being yourself at that moment. How is being yourself feels in your body? This is the question. So you absolutely stand differently. You absolutely breathe differently and move differently. And please, again, don't think that if a person has a good posture, that person doesn't have any mask on them. There is a mask to have a good posture. Because I'm so perfect that my posture is perfect, or I'm so sportive. I'm the one who's doing push-ups and pull-ups and like having a healthy lifestyle, that my posture is amazing. You see? But there is again a compensation. It doesn't mean that you need to stand like that all of the time and to walk like that. It means that you'll notice those small shifts in your body that will help you to understand that something changed. That will help you to feel that something changed. So, let your body memorize the feeling of being your new self. Yeah? And the fourth step is use triggers as activation points. Most people fear their triggers and they run away from their triggers. You know, once I saw a TikTok video and there was a girl, and that girl is amazing and she's so kind and she's so like, I watched that video and like I was crying at that moment because that girl was amazing one. So she posted a video about a hotel that made a change. They put black towels and colored towels in their rooms because a lot of victims of rape, of physical abuse, they were abused at the hotels, and they were abused looking at those white towels. They saw those white towels around them, and those white towels became their triggers. So that owner of a hotel, she chose to just put colored towels on the beds and black towels and no white. And that girl who was making that video, she was like, this is so amazing. This is what you do to help people. And I can agree. It's an amazing act. It's an amazing act of kindness, kind recognition that this thing exists and this is bad and this is how I can go about it. But there is an undercurrent because people start to fear their triggers, to run away from them, but actually they can't. If you know how the universe works, you know that all those triggers are a projection of your own fears, of your own pain. And the more you run away from it, the bigger it gets inside of you. So what can you do about it? You can use them. Every time something triggers you, instead of reacting, pause. Feel it fully. Oh my God, that triggered me so much. What's in there? What is this trying to show me? Is it trying to show me that there is some pain that is not integrated? Is it trying to show me, for example, if you are chatting, on some kind of a social media, and somebody drops a troll comment, like, oh, you look blah, blah, blah. I've recorded a video on YouTube, and I had like a very opened top. And there was one comment like saying, oh my God, you've decided like to show something on your body instead of show, like, I don't know, doesn't matter. And I felt at that moment that it triggered me. It triggered me not in a way like, oh, that's a negative comment towards my body, because I've worked on that already so many times, I don't care. But it triggered me in a different way. In a way when I felt like, this person is not listening to what I'm saying. And I'm saying such an important stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's what I believe in, that he should listen to me. But it's not true. He shouldn't. He can if he wants to, but he shouldn't. And that's a part of my ego, is trying to force him to listen. And that's why that part was pissed off, because I believed that if there is a person that didn't listen to me, all of that is in vain. you don't need to say anything because there is one person who said something about your top, not about the topic that I was talking about. So do you see? This trigger is not to run away from. This trigger is amazing. This trigger is wow, thank you. That trigger was created by me to show me that I have something inside not integrated yet, that I need to work on, that I need to see, that I need to let go, and let go not in that way that we were talking about the first day we've met with you, yeah? I was talking about the letting go system, the letting go mechanism, that this letting go mechanism is actually not right because that letting go mechanism is making you run away. You're like, okay, get rid of it, let go, I don't like it. But actually not. We don't need to let it go in that old-fashioned way. We need to let it go like when you realize that this thing is not your vibration. If this thing is not your vibration, it can go whenever it wants. It's free to go. Like, okay, you're free. Dobby, you're free. Like in that movie. So that's what I'm talking about. So your triggers are your friends, amazing friends. You don't need to run away from them. You're going to use them, to love them, to welcome them, to thank them, to integrate them, to feel them. Yeah? Triggers are not setbacks. Triggers don't mean that you have something not worked on properly. High perfectionists. Triggers mean that there is a doorway to a deeper healing. Isn't that fun? Isn't that cool that there is a doorway to a deeper healing? You don't have to, at that very moment, run away from that trigger and say like, I don't like your trigger. You can use it, like even imagine it. If you're a visual person, so imagine it in your mind's eye, like you're opening the door. If you're triggered by politics, today everybody is. If you feel that, that's trigger. And that is a good one, is a powerful one. And it's not only about you, it's a social trigger, big social trigger that can help you understand what is not integrated inside of you and what can you use for your good. So that's so amazing, guys. I want you to change your perspective on trauma, that this is a box of presents, triggers, they are friends. You can just like be together with them. Hi, yeah, we can use those triggers. That's a good thing. So this is a very important part that I was trying to uncover for you today. And we have a fifth step, yeah? Reinforce your new reality daily. So your work, it doesn't stop when you come out of the session with me, or you come out of the course, or you come out of this event. Yeah, we are done with the Breakthrough Camp, and you're like, okay, I can go back to my reality. No, you need to reinforce your new reality daily, and this is an act. So a physical action, it's not something you think of, it's something you do. This isn't about one-time healing. This is about reconditioning your entire system. And first, you'll feel like you are going against the current. You are just trying to get somewhere and the current is trying to get you somewhere else. And first time, it feels like a storm. But with like a couple of days of your experimenting on that, you're gonna get in the flow and you will like, oh my God, that was my old me, my old self. Oh, I just like, I cannot even imagine me doing that ever again. So every morning, set an intention. Who am I choosing to be today? So forget about journals, grateful journals, forget about meditation because you have to, because you're a spiritual person. And the first thing you need to do when you get up is to like to do a meditation or to go listen to some podcast or whatever it is. Forget about all that. You know, a lot of people are using spirituality like an escape mechanism. This is sad, but this is the reality of today's life. Everything can be used as a mechanism of an escape from ourselves. And this is not a benefit for you. So if you're doing journaling, if you're doing all that stuff, just stop for a week. After transformation, after transforming something inside of you, realizing something inside of you, after doing that, you just wake up and you're like, okay, I will pause all my routine. And my first thing I will do every morning is I will come to the mirror, I will look at myself, and I will set an intention. Who am I choosing to be today? I'm choosing, like clothes. So I'm choosing this shirt for my camp today. And who am I choosing to be today? And every night, reflect, just give you a couple of minutes, give yourself a couple of minutes. Where did I show up as my new self today? And what was difficult and what was easy and why? What you reinforce, you become. So if you ask yourself, okay, where I was like myself, this was hard, but I did it. This was hard, but I did it. This was easy and I did it. So cool. That will help you to reinforce your deeper healing. This is how transformation sticks. This is our recipe, magical one. This is how you make sure the work you've done here doesn't fade. It becomes who you are. And today you're going to take the next step in fully stepping into that reality. And we are going to break free from self-sabotage and inherited limitations. And today, again, some eye-opening content that I have just prepared for you. So let's talk about that self-sabotage. My favorite topic. So many people are talking about this, like about the self-sabotage, and they are telling me, oh, I cannot go against that. This is so powerful. Self-sabotage is eating me. But actually, it's not. There is no such thing as self-sabotage. And I will tell you why now. But look at this. Most people think self-sabotage means something is wrong with me. Something is wrong. So if I have it, just like see the reactions that people have. If you see a person who said like, oh, I want to start my new project, but I don't know, I'm not doing that. I'm self-sabotaging myself. If you ask themselves, is it good or bad? They will say it's bad. It's bad. Something is wrong with me. And I want to know what. They are coming to see me with this question. Can you tell me, please, Lana, what is wrong with me? I'm self-sabotaging myself. I know what I want, but I keep on doing the opposite thing. They think that they lack willpower. They think that they're weak, that they just need to push harder. But that's not true at all, like at all, not even 1%. Self-sabotage is not actually sabotage. It's self-protection. Self-protection. So why? Let's talk about it. You're protecting yourself from something you believe is dangerous. There is an underlying belief that is going on inside of your system that if you do that, something horrible, terrible, absolutely bad will happen to you. And that belief is so deep-rooted. It's inside of you on such a deep level that you're like, oh, I cannot go against that. This is so powerful. No. And it is happening inside of you without your conscious awareness. And that self-sabotage is self-protection. When you look at this like that, you're like, oh my God, I'm so smart. I've protected myself. So let's see if the danger is real. So I can choose to protect myself more, or I can choose to stop protecting me. And the sooner you get it, the sooner you can break free from it. So why do we sabotage ourselves? Why are we doing that? So your subconscious has one job: to keep you safe. And safety to your subconscious doesn't mean happiness or success. It means familiarity, something familiar. Familiarity, should I say. It means staying with the vibrational frequency you've been conditioned to exist in. Again, let me just like emphasize it again. Your subconscious has one job. And I'm talking not about your whole subconscious mind, because there are a lot of layers to it. I'm talking about one part of your subconscious mind that has one job to keep you safe. And safety to your subconscious doesn't mean happiness or success. It means familiarity, because if you have something familiar and you have already a mechanism of dealing with that familiar thing, your subconscious will stick to it. For example, if you are scared to be lonely, if you're afraid to just like be left alone, in your whole life, alone, no friends, no wife, no husband, no pets, nothing, alone. You understand that it's not real. You can always buy at least a kitty to yourself. But the fear is real. Why? Because in your childhood you were like abandoned by your parents. For example, they were hard workers and they had to be at work 10 hours a day. And you were left to yourself, small little kid, without any attention. And that fear is so big that you are scared to get back to that fear. What you can do about it? You can drink alcohol. Yeah, it numbs the pain. You're drinking alcohol and you're like, okay, I'm drinking. Now I feel better. So that pattern is dangerous. You understand that with your mind, but your subconscious doesn't get it. Your subconscious says, okay, we found a way. That worked. Actually, for, I don't know, 10 hours of being drunk, you didn't think of loneliness. So nice. That's why for people with alcoholic problems, it's so difficult to really heal from that. Why? Because the underlying problem in alcoholism, or how to say that properly, the main problem there is that they feel so alone. And in those groups, they found at least a little bit of connection. This is the only thing why those groups work, 1%, 2%, 3%, not much, because they have some connection there. But a lot of, like in my career, I cannot tell for everybody, yeah? But in my career, I found out that problems with alcohol stem from loneliness and inability to build healthy relationships. And those people who drink, they can be very social. They can have a lot of friends, but they don't have that real deep connection because they believe that they can't. So your subconscious has a thing to help you. Drink and you won't feel lonely. So this is not safe, but this is familiar. So it means staying within the vibrational frequency you've been conditioned to exist in is the way your subconscious mind is dealing with all that. Yeah? So you never actually sabotage your success. You succeed at being the version of you that your subconscious is programmed to be. So you have the program that says, we are scared of loneliness and we found a way to get away from it. It's alcohol. You succeed at this 100% if you have this problem. You're a complete success. That's what I want to tell you. You're a complete success. You don't live the life you want only because you have subconscious mind that tells you that you have some kind of a beliefs on your way. And those beliefs reveal themselves in triggers, in emotional situations in your everyday life, in challenges you have. They are not against you. There is no current that is going against you. No. They are triggers that are showing that there is something that you need to integrate. Because you are a complete success, guys. Everything you have is a success. You've been taught that it's not, but it is. You succeeded being the version of you that you subconsciously programmed yourself to be. Here's how it works. You set a new goal, maybe more love, more money, more confidence. That goal exists at a higher frequency than your current belief system. And your current belief system, let me draw again. I love it. I love it. This is my favorite thing. I'm so excited to draw it again. The floor of trauma. So here we are. We have a person, the level of trauma. I showed you that this is the vibration. Yeah, this is the vibration where this kiddo stays. And there are different events, circumstances falling to attention of this little kiddo. And this little kiddo drops themselves to a spot of trauma, where a limiting belief is created. Trauma is not this. This is just an event that has no meaning. You attach a meaning to it. This event is meaningless. And again, I'm not saying that a person that is hurting this little kiddo is right, or this pain is not real. No, I'm not addressing that. I'm just showing you a mechanism. These are different things. So these traumatic events are happening, and this kiddo falls, I mean like falling, because they start to operate on a lower frequency, because they cannot go through the painful process. They cannot go through that painful process whole. They need to separate their consciousness in different directions to adapt to traumatic experience. So this is just an event, but they are making a conclusion that I'm not lovable. If they are making this conclusion, I'm not lovable, and we always have and, it's dangerous. Because why it's dangerous? Because if I'm not lovable, and love means my needs gonna be met, if I'm not lovable, my needs will not be met. And if they will not be met, that means, what that means? That means that I can die. So all that is hidden in this one thing: I'm not lovable. And out of this expression, you already feel like, some coldness, some fear, because this is what this person, this kiddo, decides: I'm not lovable. So this is how trauma is a mechanism. I was telling you that, how trauma works. All that trauma, this is a limiting belief created in the spot of trauma. This is a spot of trauma. And there comes in adaptation. So there is one way. Okay, I will not do it here. I will do it here. There is one way to go to point A, and there is another way to go to point B, and everything in between. So my first adaptation, if I'm not lovable, I will force people into loving me. For example, so A is when I'm dependent on people's appreciation, and I'm a social butterfly. I will draw you a butterfly here. Let it be. This is a butterfly. I'm a social butterfly. I need attention. I am surrounded by a lot of people. I am famous. These people can get famous because this is where they vibrate. They vibrate at a level of a lot of people loving me because I need that so badly. So this can be my first adaptation. There is another adaptation. For example, if I'm not lovable, I hide. I'm an introvert. I'm a person who can do everything by themselves. I don't need anyone. I'm the one and only who can help me. So these are two absolutely different ways to adapt to that traumatic response, to that trauma, to those beliefs that I've created there. Yeah. So that's where we started. I told you that this is this frequency, yeah? This frequency. And when I dropped there, my frequency is this, for example. It doesn't mean anything, guys. Don't try to find the meaning of those like doodles, noodles, or whatever I'm drawing. So these are just like symbols, nothing else. So, for example, now I'm at this frequency. I was at this frequency and I dropped. There is a significant drop here. But I want to live my life when people really love me, because when I'm surrounded by people, I still don't feel happy. That's the point. Because those traumatic responses, they don't give you what you want. They don't save you, actually. They give you an illusion, temporary illusion. And you continue to believe in that illusion, and that's why you suffer. So when you're an adult and you just look at it and like, okay, I'm surrounded with people, but I don't feel like I belong. I don't feel like they love me. I don't feel like I love them. Or you're alone and you're like, oh my God, I don't feel like I'm happy. I'm grumpy. I hate my life. I'm always not in a good mood. I'm cranky. And I have psychosomatic problems, diseases, and so on and so forth. And I'm totally alone. and it's crap. That's the realization that happens somewhere in your lifetime period. For some people, it happens at once. Some people can live their whole life not even noticing that. And they're creating new limited beliefs during their lifespan. Okay, that's because all people are crappy. If I'm B, I'm like, all people are crappy. You cannot trust anyone. This is the only way to live this life. They can attach themselves to some kind of groups of people who think the same way. They can even visit church. They can create all sorts of experiences that match with this and that can say, yeah, that's all works, sticks together. So that one limiting belief, it's in the root and it creates like a whole tree of a lot, like it's dandelion. That's what I was telling you yesterday. A lot more of things. So this is what it is. When it's like that, the more we grow and water that tree, the more we give it some nutrition and so on, the deeper we are burying our true self underneath of all that mask and adaptive mechanism that we are creating. So we dropped in frequency. That's why I'm telling you why I started to draw all that, because I was telling you that the goal that you want, life, for example, full of love, life where I feel lovable, and the person that feels lovable has a different life. I realize that. And that life lies at the higher frequency. That's your current belief system, because your current belief system is here. That's why the method of 3 eyes was created. First, to identify all that. You identify yourself here. Second, to integrate this A and this B, because to become A, you need to bury B inside of your back pocket. If you became B, you need to bury your A. You need to do it. There is no other way. You need to hide it in your back pocket. So, this is a very important thing to understand. And then, what happens next? From this, what happens next? You understand that your life of your dreams is somewhere here, even higher than you were when you started to believe in all that. So after we identified everything, integrated everything, we can initiate something that was missing. We can initiate it in this point. And that's how we start to go up. And we are owning our trauma. This is where the concept of a box with presents comes in. Because during this work is full of rewards. You collect a lot of bonuses, like in Super Mario, when you're jumping and collecting coins, mushrooms and all that stuff, and it gives you more stamina, more energy, more happiness, and so on and so forth. So you're getting a lot from integrating all that, and then from this point we are having a lift and we are going up in the vibration of owning our own trauma, not denying it, not rejecting it, owning it, loving it, embracing it, understanding it. This is the state that people call transcended state, the state of enlightenment. This is where you can be. So the life of your dreams is there because you are going up. Why are you going higher than you were being a kid? Why are you going higher? You're going higher because you are already having the experience that kid couldn't go through. And you went through it. And it just like lifts you up higher, where you're supposed to be, actually, in your dream life. Isn't that interesting? So, let's go back to how things work. You set the goal. Maybe more love, more money, more confidence. The goal exists at a higher frequency than your current belief system. Your subconscious says, wait, we don't know this reality. This is unsafe. All we know is a floor of trauma. We can go back and forth, back and forth. This is that we know. Familiar. And this is not, we've never been there. So that's why I'm telling you that you need to get out of your comfort zone, out of your familiar zone. So then you unconsciously create resistance, distractions, excuses, or self-doubt. So when you have self-doubt, it is an excuse not to go here because I don't know what's here. I'm scared of it. And I'm creating a lot of beliefs what's gonna happen if I'll go there. If I'll follow my dream and create my own project, people will look at me like I'm crazy. People will say, who are you to tell us what to do? People will reject me, and you don't know that. But you create that experience for yourself. You think that if you go here at this spot, something so bad will happen, that it is worse than this situation here. So that's how you make this floor legitimate, and you say, this floor works for me. Because here, you know, all other stuff can be representing themselves. Your subconscious says, wait, we don't know this reality, this is unsafe. This is what you hear in your brain. And then you unconsciously create resistance, distractions, excuses, self-doubt. You fail not because you're incapable, but because your subconscious believes you are succeeding at staying in the reality it recognizes. Yeah? You fail not because you're incapable, but you then say to yourself, that's because I'm bad. No. Because your subconscious believes you're succeeding by staying in the reality it recognizes. So as I told you, that's a complete success for your subconscious mind. So self-sabotage is actually self-loyalty to an outdated version of yourself. This is a quote. I can already see it, like a quote on a fridge. Yeah? Self-sabotage is actually self-loyalty to an outdated, old-fashioned version of yourself. It can be so life-changing. If you just use out of this camp only this phrase, you can shift your reality instantly to a better one for yourself. So you're not failing, you're succeeding, and how to break free from inherited limitations. So here's the part most people miss. These limitations are often not even yours. They're inherited. You just got them from people you even haven't seen in your life, your great-grandmas. If your ancestors lived in a survival mode, your subconscious has been wired to struggle. If your parents believed success required suffering, for Ukrainians is that thing. To be successful, you need to suffer. And I know Americans had the same thing. No pain, no gain. And we're like, oh yeah, I need to suffer to get at least something out of it. Your subconscious believes that too. I'm not saying that you need to run around like screaming, oh, I can get success without doing anything. No, this is also a protest. This is also a floor of trauma. This is not authentic. I'm trying to tell you how the mechanism works. So if love meant proving yourself in your family, you will unconsciously create relationships where you have to earn love. There are inherited limitations, and they sound like this. That's just how life is. Inherited limitations. When like your parents are saying, no, you're coming back and like, it was so unfair. I get that mark and that mark is so bad and I deserve better. I could do better. And parents like, this is how life is. Life is unfair. And you just swallow it. It's not yours, but you swallowed it. You have to struggle to succeed. People like us don't get that kind of opportunity. If you want something done right, do it yourself. This is like my favorite one. I've heard that so many times from different people. If I let go, everything will fall apart. Nice one. None of these are truth. They are programs. And programs can be rewritten if you want. You don't have to. It's just an opportunity for you. So how to break free right now? You don't break free by fighting self-sabotage. You break free by shifting into a frequency where self-sabotage is no longer necessary. And I told you that it's not self-sabotage. And that already took you to a different frequency if you followed me. If you really understood that there is no such thing as self-sabotage, you are already at a different frequency. And you can already see how your reality changes. And you can already feel like next time you tell yourself, oh, I cannot do that. You just can stop yourself and ask yourself what I'm afraid of. What I'm afraid will happen if I do that. What's the biggest thing I'm so scared of? I'm running away from the life of my dreams. Interesting, huh? So, identify the belief that's running the show. You can identify the belief that's running the show. This is the first thing you need to break free from this cycle. You cannot fight self-sabotage. You break free by shifting into a frequency where self-sabotage is no longer necessary. And how do you know that it's no longer necessary? It's when you know that you are not here anymore. It's when you know that this is safe. When you trust and believe that everything is done. When you trust and believe that everything is done for your good. When you trust and believe that when you go up there, there is nothing to be scared of. Because all fears are down there in lower frequencies. And when you heal your trauma, when you open those boxes, when you trust yourself, when you believe that everything was done through you, not to you, all that you had, all those experiences were done through you, not to you. You start feeling and trusting yourself and you start going there. And when you are going there, you are no more afraid of going there. And that's why you just like, oh, I don't know what self-sabotage. It doesn't exist. There is no self-sabotage. So, as I told you, first thing is to identify the belief that's running the show. What do you believe would happen if you fully stepped into success, love, happiness, ease? You know what most people say? They say, if I'll do it, I can lose it. If I'll have all the love I want, I'm vulnerable. Because there is a lot of things that can be taken from me. Can you imagine that? There are a lot of things that can be taken from me if I have love, appreciation, if I have everything I want, it can be taken from me. This is crazy, isn't it? I feel that it's crazy. So you don't get what you want because you just think that if you get it, they will take it away. So you don't have that experience of happiness, of love. It's like to say, okay, my kids will grow up, so I don't need to give birth. I don't want to have kids because they will grow up or they will be sick at some point. They will get some virus. Yeah, these are kids. So yeah, there will be some discomfort. No thanks. I'm mom of 3. I can't imagine even that. But that's how it is. That's what people really believe in deep down. This is a very subconscious belief, a very deep one. So ask yourself, what's the hidden fear? What's the hidden fear for me? And recognize it's not you, it's a program. So you can say it out loud. Yeah, you can say it out loud. This is not my truth. This is an inherited belief and I'm choosing something new. So let's get back to the first step. How to break free right now from a cycle of a self-sabotage, of the lack of trust to yourself, to your life, and so on. First, to identify the belief that's running the show. What I'm afraid would happen if I'm fully immersed into success, love, happiness is what's the hidden fear. Second, to recognize it's not you, it's a program. You need to say it out loud because if you are shy about saying it out loud, if you're just like keeping your mouth shut, it means you don't believe it. When you believe in something, you're talking about it in your own way, but you are. So if it's your truth, you can say it. This is an inherited belief, and I'm choosing something new, something suitable for me, suitable to this age, to this time, to my era, where I'm now. I can choose it. I have power. I'm powerful. And third step is to embody the new frequency. Instead of trying to stop sabotaging and telling, oh my God, tell me please, Lana, why I'm self-sabotaging? What's wrong with me? You can, instead of doing that, step into the version of you who no longer needs sabotage. So that person who is there freely, feeling good, feeling amazing, standing here on top of the mountain, seeing all that was happening before, embracing it, loving it, caring for it, understanding it, being open to everything, anything that's going to happen next. So if you feel the vibration of that person inside of you, you are that person. This is how our imagination works. It's a gift, that imagination. If you can imagine how that person feels, you are at that moment that person. So take the action. Take the action they would take. Make the decision they would make. Feel the way they would feel. This is the way out. This is the rule. This is the mechanism that can be cracked. And it's actually not even cracking it. It's just like using this mechanism, because you will always using that, but to your disadvantage, and you can use it to your advantage. That's the difference. So let's get to the third eye that is right here. Yeah, third eye in method of 3 eyes, initiation, what it really means. Why I've created this method? Because I felt like there is no system around that can fully show what's happening inside, that can be based on something so deep and so simple at once. This is the concept of floor of trauma, on which the whole method of 3 eyes is based. This is a revolutionary thing I'm holding in my hands, because this helps a lot to understand what's going on inside and start using that. You are using that. I'm not showing you something that you don't use. I'm not telling you, guys, learn. No, because you know what is happening here. You know that you use it already. I'm just like revealing it to you and saying, this is what you're doing, guys. You can do it now consciously to your advantage. Huh? So the method of 3 eyes is based on this. It's created so you can do it on your own, or with me, or with an expert, or with any course that I'm creating and I've created so far. So the third eye in method of 3 eyes is initiation, what it really means. Initiation and planting the new reality is a very important step we take. Your beliefs are not just thoughts. They are the catalysts that shape your entire subconscious structure. And the moment you accepted a limiting belief, your consciousness had to adapt, creating compensatory mechanisms, the floor of trauma. Yeah, so that's what was happening. So again, let's break it down a little bit to understand it more. Why are we doing that? Why are we like going sideways? Sort of it's not just like in space going sideways. It's just splitting yourself. Imagine a river flowing freely, moving toward its natural destination, but suddenly a massive boulder appears in its path. The water can't stop, so it divides, forming new pathways around the obstacle. And this is exactly what happens in your subconscious. You cannot divide yourself as a human being, as a person, as a physical body, but you can't do that in your consciousness. So a limiting belief forms, I'm not enough, the world is unsafe, I must prove my worth. Your consciousness, which was once flowing in wholeness, now splits into different adaptations. One part becomes the version of you that compensates. It can be the overachiever, the perfectionist, the caregiver, the people pleaser, you name it. This is the role you learned to play to survive, and you think this is the only way to be in this world. Another part becomes the version of you that gets suppressed, the desires, emotions, and truths you buried because they weren't acceptable in your environment. And because you focused on one version, you disconnected from the other. And sometimes in your life, you can feel like you are leaning towards another version of yourself. And what you're going to feel? Discomfort and pain. Because you believe that being this means not to survive. So your system will throw some cortisol, adrenaline, to make you feel scared, afraid, yeah? Because your system believes that this side is dangerous. So another part is suppressed, and there are a lot of bonuses there, because those parts are actually very powerful ones. Maybe in a different type of self-work, you've heard of a shadow work. This is sort of a shadow work, but I don't want to call it like that. Because when people hear shadow work, they're like, oh, that's bad. That's something unacceptable. That's something undesirable. That's something that can rule me like in some part of my life, but I don't want it. Because we were taught like that. But actually, it's not a shadow. It's something you're not focusing on. You have that amazing gift of focus. And that focus creates a lot. If you're focused on one part of yourself, another one is suppressed, but you think it will not show itself in your reality? Oh, God damn it will. Why? Because you are creating this reality with your whole being. You're not creating this reality with just one part of you that you've labeled good or right or strong. You're creating your life with your whole self. If there is a vibration of rejection, so it's not like you create your life with this part and with this part. It's like you create your life with this part if you identify yourselves here. But if you're suppressing this part, you will get experience of suppression or a depression in your real life. So it's not like this part shows itself and waves you in a bunch of people, like people are standing and one part is like, hey, I'm here. No, it's not happening like that. It's happening that if you have something inside of you that you've rejected, it will surface in a different kinds of way. But basically, the vibration of rejection, the vibration of suppression will show itself in your reality. And everything that is representative of this vibration will show itself to you, reveal itself to you. You can see a person like that. You can see a circumstances when you feel like that. So many ways to do that. Okay. And because you focused on one version, you disconnected from the other, but both are still you. I want to tell you that both are still you. Why we can't undo a limited belief without meeting the unmet need? That's the second thing I want to tell you. Because here, in this spot, there was a need that wasn't met. And this spot, when you've created that limited belief, it was created because the need of protection, the need of being loved, being seen, being understood, they were not met. And that's why you've created a limiting beliefs and you made sure that you will not get in the same situation ever again. So we can't undo a limiting belief unless we can meet the unmet need. Most healing work stops at awareness, I told you that. But understanding your trauma isn't enough. A limiting belief isn't just a thought, it's an energetic block that was created because a core need wasn't met in that very moment. If we don't meet the need now, the subconscious will keep recreating the old reality. Not because it's a bad thing, not because it's against you, but just your vibration. What you resist persists. For example, a child whose parents only praise them for the achievements they have, develop the belief, I must be successful to be loved. If that belief is removed without meeting the real need, unconditional love, here is a real need, the subconscious will panic in a minute. It will say, no, I'm not going there. I'm not talking even about that. What's the bullshit? Like, I don't want it. It will revert back to the old programming as soon as you loosen your grip. Seeking validation the only way it knows how. So that's when people are coming out of some kind of events, transformational things, and like, oh, it doesn't work because here I am back again, my old self. It's not your old self, no. It's just because you tried to reinstall some kind of a positive belief on a place where there is a wound, and that wound is unmet need. So, the conclusion is, this is why the process of initiation was created in the method of 3 eyes, and it's crucial It's not just about clearing the old, it's about giving yourself now what was missing then. So initiation is the process of becoming your true self. Initiation isn't about returning to who you were before the trauma. It's about becoming someone greater because of it. So this is the present box, the trauma box. Hooray! Yeah? So the 4-step process of initiation and method of 3 I's. First, we identify the limiting belief and the compensatory mechanism. What belief shaped my adaptation? What role did I play to survive? We already talked about this step. The second step is integrate both sides of your trauma response. This side and this side. We need to integrate both of them. And I have a protocol for that in my method of 3 I's. Then we need to meet the missing need. What energy was missing? Was it love? Was it safety? Was it freedom? Was it expression? How can I give it to myself now? Yeah? So the missing need, how can I give it to myself now? And then we need to act from the new state. This is another part of initiation process, is to take what we've done in our sessions, in our work, in subconscious mind, and to take it into real life with our actions, to embody it and to lock it in. So why action key is the key to true transformation? Action is so underrated. And that's why a lot of people start from action. Really. So they misplace things. They say, I need to get slimmer. I will shut my mouth and I will sit on a diet and I will go to the gym. Actions, actions, actions without the work. And then they just lay down with a bag of chips, watching Netflix, and like, what happened to me? What was that? I worked a lot as a mind-body coach because I graduated from the Institute of Psychology of Eating, and the universe works like that. I had a lot of clients with bulimia, anorexia, compulsive overeating, and so on. And I can tell you that this is such a common story. Action, 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 action doesn't work. Then I have some kind of a burnout, then I lay down, then I hate myself, that I just like in a loop of negative thoughts. I reinforce my negative beliefs about myself, about my body shape, again, 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 again. And where do I end up? I end up at the very bottom. I end up at self-rejection. Not like people rejected me, I rejected myself first. That's what's happening. So, that's why I'm talking about action so much, because action is actually the thing that needs to be done at the end, not at the very beginning, because at the very beginning it's useless. The actions that you need to do at the very beginning is your commitment to go through the process of healing, showing up, being opened. This is what you need to do. But you don't need to sit on a diet. You don't need to fight, you got what I say. So, you don't know something until you live it. If you say, I know, but I keep on doing that, you don't know. If you knew that, you would have been doing that. No other ways. So I'm trying to just emphasize that, because this is an important thing to know. If you know something in your bones, you are acting like it. If you know that to get away from loneliness, you need to drink a beer, you're doing that. No self-sabotage, yeah? If you know that if you scream at somebody, you're going to feel better when you're angry, you're doing that. Because you know it in your bones. Oh, of course, you know that it's not an acceptable thing to do. I need to do this like in a more polite way. But that's, you're telling yourself. You don't know it. If you knew it, you would have been doing that. So, let's continue. Let's continue here. I'm just emphasizing again that we absolutely need to work with action as a key to transformation. People stay stuck in patterns because they gain awareness but do not change their actions. You can understand your limited belief. You can integrate your suppressed self. You can meet your missing need and meditate 100 hours. But if you do not act differently in real life, your subconscious will not trust the new reality. This is why initiation is the most important step. When you act from a new state, you rewire your reality. But you need to act from a new state, but not from suppression, denying, disowning. Instead of seeking validation, you act from inner worth. Instead of playing small, you act from full expression. Instead of repeating old cycles, you act from conscious choice. Whew, that was powerful, wasn't it? Do you agree? I see you agree. I see a lot of comments about that. Yeah, okay. This is a powerful one, yeah? I hope you felt that too. So let's get to planting a new belief in place of the old one. Some people think the goal to eliminate all beliefs. That's impossible, guys. You cannot eliminate all of your beliefs. Reality itself is structured on beliefs. It is made on beliefs. It is rested on beliefs. This is a blueprint to everything. The key is to replace these empowering beliefs with ones that serve you. The old belief is the weed. The new belief is the seed. Nice? So if you don't plant a new belief, the old one will grow back. If you don't water it with action, it will not take root. So initiation is where we plant the new seed and commit to watering it daily through real life choices until we are watering it without even knowing it. So it's so easy that we are watering it without even recognizing we are watering it. It's our nature and we are so free here. So many of you are feeling a shift right now, don't you? Yeah? Yes? I love some reaction from the audience. Okay, you're seeing patterns you've never seen before. You're understanding yourself on a deeper level. But awareness is just the first step. If you want to make sure this transformation sticks, you need a process to integrate it into your life. That's why I created the Heal the Root course. Yeah? So this is the 14 days of freedom from childhood trauma. So this is what we've been talking about yesterday. How to combine all that work that we've done at this camp. We were identifying, integrating, initiating. How does it stick together? It is done in the Method of Three Eyes course. Guys, we are not like jumping into the course, into the sales part right now. We will do the exercises. I just need you to know that this process is fully structured to do that. Yeah, I just need you to know that this is how things work. They can be done with me in the Heal the Root course, 14 days for freedom, to freedom from childhood trauma. So what this course does in and of itself, it gives you a structured system to solidify the work we've done here. It helps you release energy locked in past trauma. This is like your box with presents and turn it into forward momentum. Allows you to test this work at a low investment before committing to the full Method of Three Eyes. Because transformation isn't about intensity, it's about consistency. Okay, but before we'll jump into the part where you can register for the course and you can get your special discount and a bonus, I want to do practices with you because we need to activate the new self. We've done the work, you've done the exercises, you have your workbooks. I hope you've printed them out so we can use them right now. So we are jumping into the practice, activating the new self. And that activation is so important, an advanced process for embedding transformation into the daily reality. So this is the final step of our camp. We are at the end. You've uncovered, explored, and integrated, but now it's time to consciously step into the version of you who was never broken. First, we meet the version of you who walked into this camp. Not as a goodbye, not with sadness, but with deep understanding. We will meet the version of you who came to this camp 3 days ago. Yeah, this is the third day of our work, or 2 days ago. So we will talk to this part. This part wasn't weak, you know that it was a successful part. It wasn't wrong. It made the best choice it could with what it knew. And now it's time to honor them and step beyond them, having them inside of us. So this is your exercise. Step 1, it's a writing one. We are writing the exercise that is called meeting your old self one last time. Okay, first close your eyes. You will close your eyes, see it, and then write it. Close your eyes. Relax. You can shake yourself a little bit with eyes closed, like shake your shoulders, shake your back. You can do circles with your hips because it gives you like a grounded feeling. You can move your shoulders back. You can move them forward. You can move your head side to side. Be careful. You know your limits, so be responsible and treat your body right. Do some turns. And now keep your eyes closed. We will come down a little bit. And now I want you to see yourself clearly. Where you were, what you believed, before you knew all that information that I gave you, before we stepped into the unknown, before we uncovered that unknown is fun. So see yourself clearly, where you were, what you believed, how you felt. Remember what it felt like to live inside those old patterns. Old patterns, maybe you worked with unworthiness, maybe you worked with something else. Just see yourself. Okay. What it felt like in your body to live inside those old patterns before you got all that self-empowerment information, before we did all those exercises, before you saw them for the way they were. Okay, now open your eyes and write down. What was your biggest self-sabotage loop? The cycle that kept repeating no matter what you did. And write the answer. This is a very powerful exercise. Maybe your self-sabotage loop was to scold yourself, to be your inner critic, to talk to you in a mean way. The cycle that kept repeating no matter what you did. Write your answer. What emotions kept you stuck in this loop? Fear, doubt, guilt, a need of control, a fear of the unknown. When we are talking about inner critic, usually it's about trying to control you. So you won't get out of something that is familiar, because our parents think that if you go somewhere that is not acceptable by this family, you are lost. They will lose you to the unknown. So they are criticizing you, belittling you. They are mean to you to make you stay, to make you feel small and not go beyond what was ever acceptable for this family, ever achievable for this family. Okay? Need to charge here. So, okay, that's good. Did you write it down? Okay, I see. What did this version of you believe was true about life? I have to struggle to succeed. Love is hard. I'm alone. I'm not enough. If we are talking about critic, it means like I have to control myself. I need to control myself. This is what it can be. Don't need to trust me, you just need to feel it yourself. Okay. Don't have the... Oh, now we have the charging. Okay, write it down. Take your time. Yeah? What did this version of you believe was true about life? I have to struggle to succeed. Love is hard. I'm alone. I'm not enough. I need to control myself. Write your answer. And now take a deep breath. Close your eyes again. This time, see your new self, the version of you who has broken free. They're moving through life differently. They already don't believe that thing that you've believed when you came here. They're no longer controlled by the past. They trust themselves. They act from alignment. They live in ease. How do they move? Imagine it in your mind's eye. How do they feel themselves? How do they approach life? What is their mindset? What are their friends? What are their hobbies? What are their, I don't know, budget? How much money do they have? How much money do they spend? Why? See all that very briefly. Don't just focus on anything too precisely. The version of you was never broken. They were always there. You're simply remembering them now. How does it feel to remember them and know that when you remember them, you are them? Even if it's for a moment, you are them. Okay, now open your eyes and write. How does this version of you move through life? What do they feel daily? How do they wake up? How do they approach challenges? Write a little bit, just like don't do a lot. Write a little bit of information there. Okay. I'll give you a couple of minutes. It's good to write. If you're not writing it, it's difficult. Try to write it down because it helps you to connect with your thoughts, emotions, understandings. Okay. Then, number 2, how does this version of you respond to things that used to trigger you? Do they pause? Do they breathe? Do they trust themselves? Write your answer there. Okay. Couple of more moments. Yeah. Okay, and let's move on. Number 3, what energy does this version of you have that the old you was missing? And guys, this is the key. What was about, like what was absent, okay? At the moment you first created your limitations. What energy does this version have that you don't? And write your answer, something that first pops up in your mind. Yes, it can be anything. Just write down what you feel. There is no right or wrong answer. I cannot give you the right answer. I'm not you. I'll give you a moment. Okay. Now place your hand on your heart and just say out loud, I see my old self. I understand why they made the choices they did. But now, I'm stepping fully into the version of me who was never broken. I'm ready to reclaim what was missing. I'm ready to embody my true self, and it feels so good. Okay? Great, great. I see you already feel the shift, but now, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Now visualize, see your old self standing before you. They look at you with knowing eyes. They have carried your pain, your patterns, your fears. They know a lot. And they're not sad or something. These are just projections. If your limiting beliefs, just look at the old self. They're just standing there. They're fine. They're looking at you and they appreciate you. Because you're looking at them from a meta position. You're seeing them. You are not them right now. And you can see them. And they appreciate it because this is a kind of acknowledgement. And now see your new self, the one who is free. They're standing on the other side. They hold the energy that was missing all along. They're whole. They're complete. Look at your old self and notice there is something missing inside them. There's a space or a gap, a hole where that missing energy should have been. Now, see yourself holding the key to that space. This key is made of the exact energy that was absent when your past self made their choice. And you can even see that this key vibrates the same that part of your self that was never broken has in their hands. That energy that is in there is the same vibration that your key. So if they lacked unconditional love, that your version of you, the old version of you, the key is made of pure love. If they lacked safety, the key is made of deep safety. If they lacked belonging, the key is made of the full certainty that they are enough. Now take the key and gently place it inside the space. Watch what happens. Watch as your old self finally receives what they always needed. Watch as their body relaxes, as their energy shifts. Watch as their burden they carry dissolves, because they're no longer alone. Now see your old self smile. And as they do, they begin to merge with your new self. You're no longer fragmented. You're whole. You have everything you need. You're stepping into your next level. Feel it. Embody it. Bring it into your real life. Okay, feeling that shift, you can come back. This is a part, like a 1% of what we do in integration. Feel the shift inside. This is so profound. This is so big. This is so empowering. And now we can take this one step further, just one. Awareness means nothing unless it turns into action. So write down 3 ways you will embody this transformation in your daily life. 3 ways. Write them down right now. I'll give you a minute to do that. Please do that. Write down and feel the shift while you're writing that down. This is so good. 3 ways you will embody this transformation in your daily life. Maybe you will start that project. Maybe you will go on that interview. Maybe you will hug your kids from a different state. Whatever works for you, write it down, big or small, doesn't matter at all. Your past self is no longer frozen in time. You have integrated them. You're whole. And now you're free to move forward. So welcome to your new reality. I would applaud if I could, but I have a phone in another hand, having that phone for you. Oh, I can already free my hand because we have enough of charge, so I can applaud to you. Welcome to your new reality. That's so cool. So guys, This is not the end. We will log that in, making your transformation stick and shifting subconscious resistance. You've done the work, we've seen the patterns, we've integrated a lot what was missing, and we've stepped into a new version of ourselves, and now we need to lock it in. You already have the plan for actions, because here's the thing, your old identity will try to pull you back. It's not like going backwards, but it feels like it. Not because you're failed, but because you're actually have some limiting beliefs that are still operating, and you need a lot of awareness not to slip into that pattern again. It is not because you're actually going back, but because your subconscious, like, it equates the old patterns with safety. But let's be clear, you're not going back. Once you become aware of something, you can't unsee it. What's happening in those moments, it's not going back. It's your subconscious offering you a choice. Okay, do you choose now the old, knowing all that, or the familiar self? Yeah? Or do you anchor it into the new identity you just activated? So again, step one, catch the resistance. Your subconscious doesn't sabotage you, it protects you. But what it protects you from is often outdated. So let's expose it. Write down. What is the biggest excuse, fear, or emotional trigger that might make me feel like I'm going back? Let's explore it. What is your mechanism? What is your excuse, trigger, explanation? What are you telling yourself that make you feel like you're going back? Maybe when you start eating candies and you promise yourself not to. Maybe when you feel that, oh, I promised myself to go do that project and I feel like I'm going back because I didn't get what I wanted from that project. I didn't get the money I wanted. I didn't get the followers I wanted. I didn't get blah, 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 blah. When I feel this resistance, what does my subconscious believe it's protecting me from? For example, if I stop overachieving, I will lose love. If I speak my truth, I will be abandoned. So it means like your new self is speaking the truth. But when you catch yourself that you're not doing that, it's because there is a belief. If I speak my truth, I will be abandoned. Is that true? Because if you have people around you that can abandon you when you speak your truth, that are not your people. Okay? Okay, good. So we are going to step 2, shift the meaning. Resistance is just energy. You decide how to use it. Right now, your subconscious is running an old program, one that says staying small, staying hidden, staying in survival mode is quote unquote safe. But you get to rewrite the program. So rewrite the fear into an empowering statement. For example, if I step into my power, I will be rejected. You are writing down. If I step into my power, I will attract those who truly see me. So feel the shift in your body. This isn't just words. You're reprogramming yourself in real time. Write it down. I'll give you a minute. Okay. Okay, looking good. Looking good, looking strong, looking powerful. Okay. And it's not wishy-washy, Pollyanna thing. It's a real shift in vibration. Because it's true. Because if you step into your power, you will attract those who truly see you. There's no other way. And if you find yourself not attracting those who truly see you, it means that you didn't step into your true power. Then you need to uncover limiting beliefs that are tricking you. Isn't that fun? That's what I was talking at the beginning. Those small little triggers that can be your friends. Step 3, lock it in physically and energetically. So you are no longer becoming this new version. You are them. Stand up. Say your new empowering statement out loud. Walk around the room as this new version of yourself. Like, start walking like them and feeling like them. Feel your nervous system register the shift. Like, really register. Feel the energy going through your body in a new pathway. Like, because there are new pathways for the energy inside of you, inside of your system. Let your body recognize that this is your new normal. Feel it, guys. So this is the closure. We are at the very end. Stand up, walk around, feel the shift. Let yourself shake, 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 shake. You can jump a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Move your shoulders back and forth. Feel like your body is going into that mode. Stand up as if you are already who you always wanted to be, your true self. You are your true self, empowered, amazing, outstanding, beautiful self, because this is who you are. Because there are no mistakes in creation. There is no bad job. There are people who are doing bad things, but they're doing that because they don't have a clue that there is another way, because they're trapped in this. It doesn't mean that I say that they're good and we can condone all that. No. But it means that all of us are actually made of love. Okay? So the final thought, the moment you see resistance for what it is, it loses its power over you. The moment you choose your new identity in real time, you become it. And the more you log this in, moment by moment, choice by choice, day by day, action by action, the more your reality will start shifting effortlessly. This is you now. Walk in it. Own it. Live it. It's so good. Yeah? Isn't it? So guys, we are getting to the conclusion. The next step is my invitation to the Heal the Root course, understanding how deeper group work and advanced transformation will take you further. So, of course, we've done a lot, guys. You've done something most people will never do. You faced yourself. And that was not scary, wasn't it? You've uncovered the hidden programs running your life. You've met the parts of you that were buried for years. You've seen the truth of your patterns, your fears, your desires. And today something clicked inside of you. But awareness alone isn't enough, because what happens when life pulls you back? When your relationships trigger old wounds? When stress brings back familiar coping patterns? Right now you have a choice. And let this be another amazing experience you look back on while failing into the same cycles again. Or make this the moment everything truly changes by locking in your transformation and anchoring it in your daily life. This is why I created Heal the Root, because it's a low investment course that helps you to do the work, all that with me together, step by step in a structured program that is the first step when you go into who you really are. Because you are more than your trauma, so much more, but your trauma can give you so many presents and bonuses and energetical shifts and understanding and appreciation and so much love. So because transformation isn't just about seeing the patterns, it's about reprogramming them at the core level so they no longer run your life. Heal the Root is your answer. 14 days to freedom from childhood trauma. The only program that takes what you've learned here and makes it permanent. 14 days of deep subconscious integration. Rewire your beliefs, emotions, and nervous system at the root. Daily practices and exercises, small shifts that create massive results in how you think, feel, and show up in the world. You will have the group support and community because deep transformation isn't meant to be done alone. You have lifetime tools that you will have after this course for ongoing healing. This isn't just a course, it's a new foundation for your life. This is not therapy, this is not mindset work, this is deep subconscious rewiring. So we have a special 70-hour bonus, align with your healed self. This practice costs $50. You'll get it free by joining this course. So this course now costs even less. This is the most powerful integration tool I've ever created for the audience that is ready to transform their childhood traumas. A hypnotic course, an absolutely amazing tool that will help you to get to the root, heal it, own it, and become your true self. Okay, what about align with your healed self? This is a hypnotic session designed to lock in your new identity so you don't slip back into old patterns. You can listen to this hypnotic session every day. Keep your vibration aligned so you don't just remember the work, you live it. Create real life momentum so you transform and your transformation actually shows up in your relationships, career, and self-worth. This bonus is only available for 72 hours after you watch this course, this camp, yeah? Okay, think of it. It's not just information. It's a real-time inner change that will change everything around you. The course is packed with hypnotic and energetic practices and with real-time transformation available to you with a very low-cost investment. So this is the first step to your authentic self. For the next 70 hours, you can get everything inside, heal the root for just $79. This covers 80% off, but only for those who take action now. In 72 hours, the price will be back again, and that price is $500. So click the link below, join now, lock in your transformation, because if you're serious about this work, this is your moment to go all in. How it works. We have 2 weeks of transformation. Week 1, it's awareness and identification. As I told you, it is packed with hypnotic practices that are all based on this concept. This is how it works. This is the concept that is the most profound thing on which everything is standing. So, in the week number 1, we are going into awareness and identification. You can't heal what you can't see. This week, we expose the subconscious patterns that have shaped your life. The truth about how childhood trauma programs your reality, mapping out your own hidden beliefs, keeping you stuck, meeting your inner child and understanding what was lost, identifying the subconscious rules you've been following, discovering how trauma has shaped your relationships, fears, and self-worth. Week number 2, it's integration and reprogramming. Now that you've seen the patterns, it's time to rewrite them. So how to reconnect with emotions you've suppressed for years, the body's role in trauma and how to release it at the physical level, rewriting the subconscious script that has been running your life, shifting into a new identity, who you are beyond your trauma, and how to create real world changes that reflect your transformation. And this is the integration and future self-activation, how to lock in your transformation and set your new reality in motion. Okay, guys, as we are about to close not only the day 3, but the whole camp, I'm open for your questions. If you have any, please be absolutely free to write them down in the comment section right now. I'm here to answer them like for maybe 5 or 7 minutes. And I want to tell you that we have limited spots on this course. There are only 50 spots. Why? Because in this course, we are not just like giving you the tools, we are helping you, we are there for you. We are helping you to go through everything. We give you all of the support you needed. So we cannot do big groups, and our groups are small and only 50 people can participate. Okay, do you have any questions? Once again, okay, I have one question. I feel like I've done so much healing work already. Yeah. I think that this question already was some kind of this question, like I've done already a lot of healing work. Is it possible? Will it work for me? Will it change anything? And I can see that you're coming out of place of doubt. And I get it. I get it. Why? Because you doubt because you trust in something you don't want to trust. You trust in I'm not healable. I can't heal. This is your limiting belief that is lying underneath your question. So what you need to think of, you need to think of it as actually the thing that we'll be working on during this course. This can be your pattern that you can put out there and work on it through those 14 days together with me, with my team, with all your peers that will be doing the same thing. And it will help you a lot because you asked that question out of that belief. And that can be changed if you want to, of course. Okay, any other questions? How do I know that I'm not back to my old self? This is a good question. Transformation isn't just one-time event. It's a process. And sometimes you will feel like you're going back, but actually you're not. You're just triggered by something else. You just uncover some new beliefs. And by knowing that, by all the information that you're going to get in this course, you will be able to go deeper. Why? Because you will be able to know how it works. When you know how it works, you know that like it's a machine. It's a juice maker. If you put there a peach, you'll get a peach juice. If you put there a cucumber, you'll get a cucumber juice. If you put there, I don't know, some kind of a potato, you're going to get a potato juice, not very tasty, not a yummy one, yeah? So you'll know how everything is structured, how everything is working, and you'll be able to realize that there is no way you're going back. You will be able to realize, oh, I have this feeling. It means like I feel like I'm going back, but I'm not. And I can do something about it. I can change it because I know that this is just a sneaky little belief that I can embrace, hug, and feel free. Okay, guys, final thought before we close. This is your moment. Right now, your subconscious is at a crossroads. You've seen what's possible. You felt the shift. You saw my expertise, what I can offer you. You can either step forward into transformation with me, or you can go back into the familiar, and both ways are fine. The difference between those who transform and those who stay the same is action. So click the link, join Heal the Root. Let's finish what we started, because the life waiting for you on the other side, it's worth it. This is just the beginning. Your transformation doesn't end here. It's unfolding in every choice you make, every belief you shift, and every step you take toward your true self. You've done something most people will never do. You've met yourself at the deepest level, even if you were scared a little bit. And now it's time to leave from that place. Stay connected, keep expanding, and let's continue the journey together. Follow me on social media, Lana Bugela, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, the same thing. You just can type Lana Bugela, Bugela, for more insights, deep transformations, and the next steps on your path. This work doesn't stop here, and neither do you, and neither do I. I'll see you soon. Thank you guys for this amazing transformational camp. I was so happy and so excited to host it for you. Thank you. Bye.